All right. So we were talking about online data log files, right? So let's consider this is 100 MB, 100 MB. We have three online data log of 100 MB each. And say, for example, your DB is generating around 200 MB of changes every minute. Okay. So every minute we are ending up using two online data logs. Now, until this, so within 30 seconds, first online data logs is written, and then next 30 second online data log is written. Now, you have this guy has only 30 seconds, or if I have only two data logs, this guy has only 30 seconds to make a copy of this one. Can the copy finish in 30 seconds? Yes, possible, but will it happen every time? We cannot guarantee. Copy depends on the storage speed of the disks behind in the servers, how much processing power available. So another redo log is provided. So we give some extra time for the archiver process to make a copy of this online redo log. So by the time the log writer finishes writing this one, it will jump to here. Now there might be a situation where the copy did not complete even when log writers finished writing this one. So in those cases, you will have to increase the size of the online data log, say from 100 MB to 200 MB. So your alert log will clearly show that error that the log writer did not finish writing. Sorry, the archiver did not finish copying the redo logs for us. That is why we have three online data logs. Is that clear?
Yes.
Suchitra?
Yeah.
Okay. So a copy of these online data log files are called as archive log files, which is not there. We can specify a different location. We have a different chapter for archive data logs also. We'll take a look at that there. Okay. Then parameter file. There is also called something called as a parameter file. So what is this parameter file? So like I told you, we have parameters which specify, for example, database block size. And there is another parameter which is called as a DB underscore name. So this will specify the database name. So for me, my database name is Oracle one. Then we have a parameter called as SGA underscore target. What is SGA underscore target? This is basically how much space you want to give for your this SGA. You see the system global area, the white box over here. So this white box, how much memory you want to give while it starts. So depending on the value in this parameter file, say for example, if I start this database, you will see that we will see while starting the database, it will assign some memory values for the instance. Once the instance is started, it starts assigning some memory values. So those values, where does those values come from? How does the database know how much to assign, right? So there's no magic going on in the backend. It's all manual things which are encoded over there. So you see the total system global area. This is the HGA. Then there is some parameter for fixed size. There is some parameter for variable size, database buffers, redo buffers. So what is database buffer? This part, the database buffer, how much size you want to assign for database buffer, how much size you want to assign for read log buffer, all those are kind of set in the background. So most of the time this all this bifurcation of memory, it's Oracle recommends you to just let database decide that one. It will only ask you to give this SGA. Okay, you give me the SGA size, which is nothing but this whole white box. You give me this white box, how much you want to assign. I will make sure that enough value is assigned to shared pool, large pool, database buffer, redo buffer, fixed SGA, Java pool, and streams pool. So that is responsibility of SGA, but you have to give enough SGA. If, for example, database, if you give very less SGA, there are chances that database might not start, and it will clearly tell you that the SGA provided is very less. I want so much SGA, so update the parameter. Then you know that that is the issue. So most of the Oracle errors are very informative. It comes in codes, informative, just that you need to read it, understand, then you can able to fix it right away, right? Just all we need is try to understand what the error is trying to tell to you.
So the SGA thing, like we need to decide it by ourselves. Like, is it recommended? I'm not getting, like, do we need to by heart those numbers? Like, this is it. This is
No,
your.
see, for this database, I did not technically give any specific SGA. By default, it takes a minimum, but few applications might have some preference, like I want the database SGA to be 20 GB. Right. In that case, we have to, while creating the database, we come to a point while creating a database where it asks you what SGA you want to give, what PGA you want to give, or you want database to decide what SGA and PGA to give. In that place, if application specifies that give me so much SGA, then you update that SGA value while creating the database. Or else, if application does not really specify numbers for SGA, then you default it to whatever database takes at that point of time, and depending on how the database is being used, how the application is responding, how the database is responding, if there are no errors, we continue with that one, or else we just increase the SGA a little bit more, right? So always so SGA is nothing but the memory, right? Memory part of the server. So when there comes a point where you have to decide how much memory to give to the server, because it's a database server, they might come and ask you how much memory to give to the server. So read around the application document. If they are mentioning anything, if they are not mentioning anything, just check other servers how much they are giving, what is the rule is being followed in the company, and accordingly you can tell them that I need so much memory. How do we check how much memory is there on a server? Use this command, which is stop. So this stop command will give you the total memory for the server. So this is your memory. It says mem, kilobytes. KIB is kilobytes memory, which is this one. Here, when it says kilobytes, it's how much? 6. Okay, let me convert it. So this is kilo, this is MB, and this is GB. So this server has 6 GB of memory. So in 6 GB of memory, you can give your database SGA, PGA all together around 4 or 5 GB. Up to 5 GB you can uh, use it. So check on other servers how much memory is available, and give so much memory to the new servers also. That way you are at least in the safe zone, that you did not give less requirement. If there is a need to increase the memory, always servers, you can add more memory, not a problem if you give less also. But for a ballpoint figure, how do you decide? Check on other servers how much they are giving. If you don't have other servers, then it's that means your company is just starting using the database, and you are the boss, so just give whatever. Like here we have 6 GB, instead of 6 GB, say 10 GB. Start the database, see how it's going on. 10 GB works fine, then you know that that was a good answer. Or else you just have to tell them that 10 GB is not enough, and we need 20 GB of memory. Can you increase the memory to 20 GB? Right. So not a big change increasing the memory, just that you have to stop the database for that to be done at the server level. We can also change the memory for our server also, right? So here, if you go here, I'll just show you. This is our virtual machine. Similar kind of concept for servers also. When I say edit, so here I go and I can change my memory. Here it's 1 GB. I can make it 2 GB. As simple as that.
Yeah.
4 GB, 8 GB, 64 GB. So again, don't increase this too much. This will be indirectly using your laptop memory. You have 8 GB memory in a laptop. You give here 8 GB, this guy will eat 8 GB and a laptop will become slow, right? So try to give 1 GB. Yeah, for our database operations, learning of database, 1 GB is more than enough. So that is why this machine has 1 GB. So it will run with 1 GB, no issues. Again, increasing of hard disk also, same way. This current size is 50 GB. I don't know why it's advanced. Let's go. No. Yeah, if you want to increase the size of this disk, utilities and expand, it will tell you how much you want to expand. You give this one and expand, it will increase the size. Again, this is going to eat up your storage at the computer level. So that is how it is. So coming back to the point, you were talking about how to set up the parameters, right? So yeah, applications give that values to you. If not, just go with minimum, like you are practicing now with a 1 GB memory. This is just a local database, nothing there. So you cannot give 1 GB at the company level. Go with 10 GB, see how it works, and then you proceed further. Again, when you, if you are in a situation where you are creating your first database for the company, then you know that that is not the production database you are creating. First, development database will be created, application will be developed, things will be installed, tested, and then you go to the UAT database, then you go to the production database. So you will have time to learn and evolve over there. Again, if already existing database is there, you have a place to refer, has how much memory to give. Yeah. So this is the parameter file. Parameter file also, there is a separate chapter for that one. We'll look at that there. Then alert and trace log files, basically all the errors, all the changes happening on the database is recorded into the alert log. So all these changes go into the alert log. Where exactly is the alert log? Let me see if I can get to the alert log. I will explain you all these short forms which I'm using, Oracle Home and all those things. Don't worry, we have to just go one by one. If you hurry, you will not understand anything.
These commands are really scary actually. And though how you're typing, I'm feeling like
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah. I know. All my students have the same complaint. The way I type, you feel like, why is he going so fast? But don't worry, you will eventually you will also be like typing like that, and you will be like, oh, this is what he was doing. Right. I don't want to give you all these locations and confuse you. You will get to it slowly. So once we get to the chapter, I will tell you where exactly the alert log exists and how to look at this. So this is how your alert log looks. This is from the point it started. It shows like starting Oracle instance, and then how much memory is SGA, how much is allocated, and what recommendations it gives while starting. See here, for optimal performance, configure system with expected number of pages, all this thing. So it's not necessary that you understand this right away. What do you mean by pages and everything? One benefit of Oracle is you have hundreds of blogs online. Any error, you just copy, put in Google. You will find so many blogs giving you answers how to fix it. But which blog to trust, which to not trust, that will come as you keep on researching and understanding what they're trying to do. Okay, so few are very good blogs where a new DBA can completely understand what has to be done. Few are at a higher level, so once you don't understand, obviously you'll not go to the website, so you learn slowly. So these are the dump of the parameters, right? System parameters. All this information is from the parameter file. So all this information goes there. I told you SGA target. So this is my SGA target. Control file location. Where is my control file? And uh, PGA. This is also a memory structure. Database name, database unique name, all those things. It is starting processes, background processes, all these things, right? So this is basically it. This information which we are saying is when the database was getting created. Database mounted in exclusive mode, then it's doing some restore of data files. The data file by default comes in the software which we will be using for install. We'll see that while we are doing the database install. So all this is basically our alert log, right? I told you errors will get registered. This is one of the error it is complaining about. Some invalid task name for current user. Okay, so this is how the errors will show up in the alert log. Always any issue at the database level, anybody complains, alert log would be the first most point where you will come and check what exactly alert log is saying, right? How do we open the alert log? Again, the vi command. You remember the vi command, vi followed by your alert log name is always alert underscore database name dot log. Okay, you don't know what is the alert log name, come to the location which I will let you know where exactly it dumps the alert log all the time. So just do once you are in that location, ls alert star, there will be only one file. Okay, ls alert star. If there are multiple files, then what you'll have to do is ls minus ltr alert star and see which one is latest updated. Today date is Jan 14th. You don't remember the date, just type date over here. Date is Jan 14th, current time is 9:58, and this alert log was last updated at 9:49. So this should be our latest alert log. You copy this one, vi, copy and paste vi this alert log. It will open the alert log for you. Okay, you can go use a up arrow, down arrow to check this log file. And once you have checked, you know the error, just copy this error. You don't want to keep this file open, you copy this error, put it in a notepad, and then you have the error. Next step is you try to understand what this error is trying to say you. So here the error is ora 12012. So I just copy this one, right? Okay, I cannot copy from this machine right now because it is not enabled. So ora is 12012. I just go on Google, ora 12012. Okay, so this my oracle support is oracle website. You will not have access to this one, so try to avoid this. And this Burleson Consulting is kind of a good place to start with. He gives some basic information. So here he's saying that the question is, I'm receiving this alert in the alert log, what do I do? So answer is ora 12012 error is generic error, and you need to look closer to find the real error code. Right, so look closer means basically what is the next error. ora 20001 static advisor invalid task name. So some task name is invalid for some user, that is what it is giving you that information at high level. More detailed information will be in something called as a trace file. Trace files are in the same location as your alert log, everything ending with trace. So the format of this trace files is database name underscore the process name which is creating this trace file underscore that session number. Every connection has a session number dot trace. So if you know what is this trace file, we know this trace file, right? Let me copy this one.
I lost you there. So is this trace file? What is it? This is this.
It will have more details about the error. We'll see. I'll open the trace file for you. Okay, so I got that error. I put it in a notepad for my reference. I tried to understand the error, what it is, and I understood that some task name is invalid for user. So, and it also refers to a trace file. Let's go into the trace file and see what exactly is trying to say. So same location, I'm not going anywhere else. VI, the trace file name. Okay, this is your trace file, right? It gives the trace file name, your version of database, and your server name, your server release version, your database name, and what is the process name, and this is the J000 process, background process J000. J00 basically it's a process which takes care of most of the jobs which run in the backend. So here further when we say when we check, it says database or pluggable database not open. Queries allowed on fixed tables or views only. So basically it's complaining that some database is not open. When we say not mount open, that means the database is in a mount mode. Okay, so this is going to a advanced concept which is called as a pluggable database. We'll go there later on. There is a new concept which Oracle came up with once all this cloud thing started. uh, let's halt on this one, but here the main issue is the pluggable database is not open, it is in mount mode. By default pluggable database is a database inside a database. It's like a tree structure. We have main database, inside that we can create many smaller databases. That is what it means. So by default the smaller databases inside the main database comes in a mount mode. Mount mode is it's a read-only mode. It cannot do anything. Only DBA can do something. So none of the process can do anything. That's what it's complaining about. So this is our main error, right? Once we came in a trace file, we got to know that some database or pluggable database is not open. So I close this file. I connect to SQL Plus because this is at SQL database level. And there is a command which gives us the status of PDBs. Again, don't worry about the PDBs and everything. You see here, Oracle PDB is in mounted mode. Okay. The solution for that error is I have to open this PDB, but I will not do that now, right now, because it will confuse you. Let's leave that error at this point. When we come to the pluggable database concept, I'll show you how to open the PDB. Okay. So that is how we kind of narrow down the issue, understand and try to resolve the issue. Every error will create a trace file. Either you understand the trace file, try to research, understand and fix the issue, or you have Oracle support available. You open a Oracle SR service request and give them the trace file. They will read it for you. They'll analyze that one for you and they'll give you the solution. Okay. So that is what the alert log is for, alert and trace log file.
This is
Okay.
bit tricky though.
Hmm?
This alert log is a bit tricky, what I feel.
Alert log is a bit tricky in the sense because it has so much of information in there. As and when you keep on trying to read that alert log, you'll understand it better. I know even when I started, alert log was, I would try to avoid going to the alert log because there is so much of information there. I get confused. But trust me, that is the best place to start with when you're working on issues. But again, we will work on it, how to resolve issues and how to get to the error. When we are trying to do multiple things in our class, like hands-on, then we'll see how different errors are shown, what alert log is showing, what trace file is showing, and you'll understand the whole concept of it. Don't worry.
So they'll just correct me if I'm wrong. To just summarize it, whatever you explain. So the alert log is, it is only one log which I mean, how do I put it? So each database will have one alert log, and whatever the instances happens, it just gonna go and add into that, right? So if it gets too big, or it's like so many data or so many instances are going on, if we don't want it, is we do have an option of delete it or modify it or just copy it and put somewhere else. Can we do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, we can do that. So what I will do is, right, um, here alert log is there.
So one database has only one alert log, right? That's that. I
So
mean,
one, I let us say one instance has one alert log. In a RAG database, you might have more than one instance, right?
yeah.
So in that, every server will have one alert log. The more the instance, the more the and so this is all the physical files which we see: alert log, parameter file, control files, online data log files, data files. all these things. So data files, control file, online data log files, do not open it. We can technically open it, but do not open it. Alert log you can open, trace file you can open. You said the size of the alert log gets more, right? So you can rename the alert log similar like this. You can rename it while the database is up and running only. Sorry. Move sorry, not trace. Move alert. I say underscore backup. Okay. And I do ls minus LTR alert star. So right now it's backup, nothing happening on database. You see there is only one file, right? Once I connect to database, it will automatically create a new file, alert log. Say I'll find the name. Okay, I have to exit here. Okay, hold on. Okay, now hold. See, it automatically created a new alert log. And this alert log will have details, less details, only this much from 20 to 11.
Yeah.
This is whatever you saw just now. This is one of the tasks which a DBA might do in his not day to day, probably monthly once or weekly once, depending on how frequently this alert log is filling up. And a few times they set up a automated job. You write a script and you schedule it. Automatically, it gets done probably once a week or once a month, depending on how busy the database is. So for now, how to whatever you saw, it's called as something called as aging of alert log. You age the alert log, you increase you change the size of the, I mean, you take a backup of the alert log, so it's like aging of alert log. Okay.
So we don't clear the alert log. I mean, it will be always there like from the beginning.
It will be always there from beginning, but if it is taking more space, then you can clear off the old ones. But again, do not really delete all of it. Try to at least keep like 5 to 6 months of information in there, so that just in case if you find out that there is some error occurring and you want to see when this error occurred, when this error started showing up, then you might need some historical alert log.
Mm.
Right, this so this space, this location has alert log and trace files. Sometimes these trace files and we have two different files, .trc and .trm. So this will occupy more space. In that case, we can delete the trm files. These are not so useful, but trc files, sometimes if you hit some issue and you open a case with Oracle, they might ask you for this trace files for further analysis. So do not delete the trace files, but the TRM files you can remove. How do we remove TRM files? rm star.trm. Be careful with the star. You just put rm star, it's going to delete all these files. Okay, rm star.trm, all the TRM files are gone. Yeah, so that is how you clean up. So what I will do is, right, I'll create a notepad for you guys, which I can ask you guys to do. Clean up space and alert log. Because now I show you, it will look easy, but when you do, that is when it's gonna sit in your mind like how exactly to do. So I will give you guys these tasks once your database is ready. That way you know many of the things which a DBA does, and once you go to work, then you are less scared of doing few things. Clean up space in alert log, age the alert log, look for errors in alert log. Yeah, I'll save this file and Once you guys have your database installed, then we can get this ready. Yeah. All right, so let's stop this class here. So today we read about the physical files. Tomorrow we'll continue with this memory structures. What exactly is SGA, PGA, and what all is the smaller blocks inside responsible for. Okay.